All right, welcome to Atlantic Television Network, and this is Atn Business. My name is Treasure Timidari. Of course, Atn Business is a network medium of bringing the happenings in the economic sector of society to our discerning viewers. This program is aimed at bringing to the doorsteps of viewers the business, financial, and economic activities from all strata of society. Its delivery is distributed through the various stock exchange across the world, news about government economic activities, private sector business activities, laced with expert opinions, stakeholders, analysis, and correspondent report. First, the headlines. In the stock market, investors gained 1.8 trillion as equity markets set new records.
Economy, FG saves 8 trillion naira from subsidy removal, FX reform, Tinubu panel. And
oil theft, NNPCL uncovers 83 illegal refineries, suspect arrested.
And on tourism, Bulgaria, Romania unveil short-term Schengen visas, April.
All right, we'll take a break now, and when we come back, we'll go straight to the program. Don't go away. Welcome back. This is Atn Business, and we'll get straight into the program proper.
The Nigerian Exchange Limited set new records at the close of trading on Tuesday as the benchmark index, the all-share index, rose by 3.93% to 87,971.09, a new high. Similarly, the market capitalization rose by the same percentage to close at 48.139 trillion naira. Another milestone saw securing a gain of 1.8 trillion naira for investors on the local bourse. The bullish trend was driven by price appreciation in large and medium capitalized stocks, including Dangote Sugar, Nascon Allied Industries, two companies in the progress of a merger, Berger Paints, Flour Mills, Honeywell Flour Mills, Lafarge Africa, Nigerian Breweries, Transcorp, Universal Insurance PLC, FTN Cocoa, and Sterling Financial Holdings Company PLC. All these stocks appreciated by 10% at the close of trading. FBN Holdings once again crossed the 1 trillion naira market capitalization level to 1.053 trillion naira. It had crossed last week before going below the market. As measured by market breadth, market sentiment was positive as 77 stocks gained against 10 stocks on the losers table. On the other hand, Royal Exchange PLC led up by stocks of Jais Bank, AIICO, FCMB Group, Transcorp, Nascon, and NB. Transaction volume for the day stood at 109 billion compared to the previous day's volume of 807.51 million, with the trades valued at 16.04 billion naira from the 14,835 deals executed. The number of stocks traded was 123.
Indeed, it was a very great day at the stock market. The National Assembly has raised budgetary allocation to the Ministry of Works from 657.3 billion in a proposed budget to 1.03 trillion. This represented 373 billion, 56.7% increase from the initial figure in the appropriation bill. It also represented a 65.4% increase from the amount approved 2023 budget. The media report that the ministry is responsible for the repairs and maintenance of over 33,000 kilometers of federal government roads across the country. A copy of the approved budget obtained by the correspondent showed that the increase was due to raising of its capital budget from 617.9 billion to 987.3 billion. Analysis of the document also showed that several capital projects were introduced in the approved budget. During the budget defense, David Umahi asked the National Assembly to increase the ministry 2024 budget to about 1.5 trillion to enable it to complete at least 10 selected critical roads and bridges in each of the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. With the figure almost granted, Nigerians expect no excuses from the ministry with regards to good and durable roads.
The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited says it has in the past 1 week uncovered no fewer than 83 illegal refineries in the Niger Delta. The NNPCL disclosed this on its X handle on Tuesday as part of its war on crude oil theft, saying 15 illegal pipeline connections were also discovered within the same period. In the past week, 15 illegal pipeline connections and 83 illegal refineries have been uncovered in the Niger Delta, the NNPCL said. According to a video shared with the Post, it was disclosed that between January 6 and 12, a total of 211 incidents of oil theft and vandalism were reported. The NNPCL also said 15 illegal pipeline connections were also discovered within the same period. The NNPCL, in a documentary shared on X, stated that between January 6 and 12, 2023, a total of 211 incidents of oil theft and vandalism were reported. It said 15 illegal pipeline connections were also discovered within the same period. The company said illegal connections were also removed and repaired along the central corridor in the Niger Delta, while 7 illegal storage sites were uncovered in Akwa Ibom State, where buried drums of crude oil were unearthed.
The chairman of the Presidential Fiscal Policy and Tax Reforms Committee, Taiwo Oyedele, has said the federal government will be saving 8 trillion naira annually from the fuel subsidy removal and exchange rate unification policies. Oyedele spoke during a panel session at the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry 2024 Economic Outlook and Budget Analysis. He therefore said it was critical for the government to spend the amount saved from the two policies to ameliorate the suffering of the average Nigerian. He said the Nigerian people made sacrifices as a result of the fuel subsidy removal of the government. That is 4 trillion naira savings a year. Within naira flotation, it is not perfect. We are also saving another 4 trillion naira. So we're having about roughly 8 trillion naira transferred from the private pocket of the people to the government. He added, and the committee will try to look at the most pressing issues we face as a country: inflation, fresh instability, lack of investment. One of our recommendations is for the government to suspend some taxes. We call them nuisance taxes because they frustrate people, and we can't even see the money in government treasury. Speaking further, Akabuze dismissed criticism surrounding inordinate expenditure of the part of the government. He noted that Nigeria was not spending enough and that emphasis should be placed on effective spending and not less spending. He also noted that Nigerian inflation maintains its upward trend, largely driven by monetary and cost-push factors. He said external debt service to export ratios shows the external sector is vulnerable. Rwanda also blamed lack of transparency and clear policy direction, lack of effective price discovery measure, capital controls and inefficiency, and high speculation, arbitrage activities have been for the protracted forest crisis in the country.
The profit after tax of Capitol Hill Denham managed Nigeria Infrastructure Debt Fund grew by 97.99% to 20.380 billion naira at the end of 2023 from 10.293 billion naira in 2022. This was revealed in the quarterly investor report for the quarter ended December 31, 2023, which was filed with the Nigerian Action Limited on Tuesday. NIDF became the first infrastructure debt fund in Nigeria registered with and regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission, Nigeria, which was listed on the NGX and the FMDQ Exchange, Lagos. It was listed in early October. In its statement of comprehensive income for the financial year 2022, the fund reported 12.689 billion naira from interest income on infrastructure loans and 9.328 billion naira, which boosted its total income to 22.099 billion naira from 11.784 billion naira at the end of the same period in 2022. Its unaudited results for FY 2023 revealed that its assets also increased to 108.211 billion naira from 94.608 billion naira at the end of 2022. Similarly, liabilities also rose to 103 billion 852 million naira from 91.732 billion naira. In the fourth quarter of 2023, it was revealed that one new infrastructure loan of 3.69 billion naira was approved by the investment committee of the fund. The loan has now been disbursed after the execution of definitive documentation and compliance with disbursement conditions by the borrower.
African Airlines recorded a 22.1% increase in revenue passenger kilometers for November 2023 compared to the same period the previous year, according to data released by the International Air Transport Association. The report stated, during the month under review, African Airlines had a 22.1% rise in demand. However, capacity increased by 29.6%, causing a 4.3 percentage point drop in the average passenger load factor to 69.7%, the lowest among regions. In other words, on average, only 69.7% of the available revenue generating seats were taken up in the market on each flight. Experts say the industry's ability to attract more passengers and expand its capacity showcase a robust performance amid challenges faced by the aviation sector. In Nigeria, dollar scarcity forced the Central Bank of Nigeria to devalue the local currency in June, and a significant hike in the price of aviation fuel impacted the sector as airlines raised ticket prices. As a result of these factors, Nigerian travelers have been grappling with high airfares, and the situation is expected to continue as long as the exchange rate and fuel prices remain volatile.
Visas allowing entry and stay of up to 90 days within 180 days after more than a decade of pursuing Schengen area membership since joining the European Union in 2007. This development aligns with the recent decision of the EU Council to grant Bulgaria and Romania partial access to the Schengen area. This is also the removal of border controls at air and sea borders, while officially welcoming them into the Schengen zone. This statement noted, although the decision to lift land border controls is still pending, it is expected to benefit individuals and businesses by granting them the freedom for later in the year, enabling people and businesses to exercise their rights to free movement by air and sea when entering or leaving Bulgaria and Romania.
The former Minister of Communication and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, expressed disappointment over security agencies' failure to use national identity number linked to subscriber identity model data to combat crime, especially kidnappings and phone-related offenses. Criticism follows the 2020 directive by the then-President Muhammadu Buhari administration mandating the linking of SIM cards to the NIN of every citizen. In a Sunday tweet, the media aide to President Buhari, Bashir Ahmad, raised the alarm about the ongoing surge in kidnapping for ransom, calling for new legislation or the revision of utilizing the NIN SIM data to tackle rising kidnapping for ransom and banditry. NIN SIM policy has been working, said Pantami. However, the relevant institutions fighting criminality are to be requested to ensure they utilize it effectively when a crime is committed. Lack of utilizing it isn't the main problem, nor the policy, Pantami said. The former minister, who decried the non-utilization of the policy, claimed criminals threatening his life for introducing it. He said, on the lack of utilization, I am more worried than anyone, as my life was threatened by criminals for introducing it, including on BBC Hausa and national dailies. I resisted and ensured its implementation. If it is not being utilized by the relevant institution on change of security, lives, and property, then I am more frustrated than any person. I sacrificed my life and ignored all the threats to my life. This is just a point out of 100 on the policy. The former minister added he championed the NIN registration policy under Buhari administration. He vowed that linking citizens' NIN to their SIMs would be a crucial tool in combating banditry, kidnapping, and phone-related crimes.
The federal government said it is considering the public-private partnerships option to oversee the installation and maintenance of scanning technology at the nation's ports. This was disclosed in a statement on Monday after the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adeboyega Oyetola, and his transportation counterpart said Akali met with the Comptroller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Adewale Adeniyi, in Abuja. The trip agreed that physical inspection of cargoes at the port must be phased out. The media reported that the immediate past Comptroller General of Customs, Colonel Hamid Ali, at the unveiling of the 3 scanners at the Apapa Tours in 2022, said the federal government will be procuring more scanners before the end of 2023. Agents have, however, called on the government to install more scanners in the country's seaports and border stations to boost cargo clearance. In a statement jointly signed by the spokesperson for the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Ismail Omipidan, and the customs spokesman, Abdullahi Maiwada, the government officials agreed that the collaborative model aims to sustain efficiency and foster innovation in cargo inspection. At the meeting, the ministers endorsed immediate action to rectify and optimize all existing scanners at prominent ports such as Apapa, Tinkan Island, Onne and Port and Terminal, Multipurpose Limited. Simultaneously, the existing mobile scanners will be strategically deployed to facilitate expeditious cargo inspections, the statement said. Also speaking, the Managing Director of Nigerian Railway Corporation, Fidet Ohere, who attended virtually, pleaded NRC's continued commitment to frightening cargoes, inland container depot, dry ports, adding that it would be a strategic move to alleviate congestion at major ports. Plans were also unveiled at the meeting for the official
for the public sector. He stated most of it should come from the private sector. In January, President Bola Tinubu signed the 2020 8.7 trillion 2024 appropriation bill into law. The minister pointed out that reduction in the deficit, indicating a drop from a 6.11% debt to deficit ratio in 2023 to a less than 24. He said the substantial increase in the deficit has not gone unnoticed by investors. So the Bagudu remark is essential to emphasize a plan-based approach. 2024 budget represents a budget of restoration. It is restoration that will instill confidence in the private sector, encouraging them to invest.
The federal government, through the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, has issued 13 new licenses for the generation of off-grid and embedded power, independent electricity distribution, as well as for the trading of electricity and 5,000 megawatts of electricity for the over 2 million people across the country, the development that has been described as poor for Africa's biggest economy.
President Bola Tinubu has commended Tantita Security Services Limited and other security agencies for combating oil theft, saying their collaborative efforts are yielding results. The Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Christopher Musa, gave the commendation on behalf of the President while inspecting the MT Kali vessel that was arrested by Tantita and other security agencies at Okpuroza, Delta State. The CDS, flanked by top officials of Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited and top military brass, promised to deal ruthlessly with oil thieves and their sponsors. Musa noted that the arrested vessel will be destroyed in line with standard practice to serve as a deterrent to others. He urged the media to stop creating disaffection between the government and private security agencies working together to achieve better results. We are here based on the report of the arrest of this ship, and I think it's a major achievement. It shows that we are committed to ensuring that we stop this criminality within the maritime environment. This is a collaborative effort, and it will continue to collaborate with the NNPC, the others, private security agencies, the main federal government agencies are also working together. I don't want a situation where we create the impression as if there's enmity between this group and that group. We're working for the same team. We're all Nigerians. This is our country. Whatever is happening here is an act of criminality that must be stopped by all means. So I want to make it very clear that all Nigerians must put hands on deck to ensure that we stop this act, he said. Musa added further that the country is bleeding, stating that we need all the funds we need so that this country can.
Emirates Airlines disclosed that it would be employing an additional 5,000 cabin crew members for its new fleet of Airbus A350s in 2024. The recruitment push was designed primarily for those who would soon or had recently stepped into the world of work. The airline said in a statement, the airline is inviting fresh graduates with internships or part-time jobs on their resumes, those with a year or so of hospitality or customer service experience, and individuals keen to embark on a career traveling the globe. The new recruits will be a part
with the Eastern Line currently at an advanced stage in preparation to resume operations. The focal point of this endeavor is the Eastern Line stretching from Port Harcourt to Maiduguri, identified as a crucial route by the federal government. Director of Mechanical Service and Signal Communication at NRC, Jerry Oche, revealed this development in a statement issued on Tuesday in Lagos. Before former President Buhari left office, he underlined at the time that the Port Harcourt-Maiduguri Railway will lead to the revival of economic activities along the Eastern Corridor. He had also highlighted the impact of insurgent activities on the region and expressed the belief that the railway project will serve as a stimulus for industry and trade. According to Oche, the NRC had initiated the business of coaches and locomotives in the preparation for the resumption of operations on the all-important route. He stated that personally, he had promptly taken action to ensure the readiness of vehicles for Aba Port Harcourt train services within a week.
The African Guarantee signed a landmark partnership agreement with Vista Group Holdings to accelerate access to finance for small, medium-sized enterprises, including women-led businesses in 4 West African countries, Burkina Faso, the Gambia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. The statement said the collaboration will see AGF provide a loan portfolio guarantee of $5 million to support Vista Group Holdings lending activities to SMEs across its network in the 4 target countries. The partnership aims to unlock growth opportunities for Africa's SMEs by scaling up SME financing and contributing to economic development in the region. By focusing on underserved markets, the partnership will promote financial inclusion by increasing access to finance for entrepreneurs, including women-owned SMEs, green businesses, and youth entrepreneurs. The AGF's risk-sharing guarantee will mitigate potential risks associated with SME lending, bolstering the financial stability of Vista Group and its subsidiaries. We expected to partner with Vista Group, one of the largest leading players in the West African banking landscape. Group Chief Executive Officer AGF Jules Ngakam said this collaboration will leverage our combined expertise and resources to unlock the immense potential of SMEs in the region, drive inclusive economic growth through increased access to financing. As a catalyst for regional collaboration, the partnership aligns with both AGF's mission to development and reduce poverty in Africa and Vista Bank Group's ambition to be African financial
All right. Well, we'll take a short break now, and then when we come back, all right, welcome back. Capital City Development Limited sensitizes Nigerians and Rivers people on prominent key appearances from the real estate industry nationwide, including working subsidiaries of the Capital City Development Group, such as the Capital City Estate, Africa, concepts such as plasma television, automobiles, landed properties presented to winners, amongst others. Speaking at the event, the convener and group managing director, Capital City Development Limited, a real estate firm, architect Uche Kalu, spoke on the significance of real estate development and sustainability to national economic upgrade development.
So we've thought out the team of the company was very thorough. It's closing. Investments are a lot of people are not able to believe in the economy anymore. But we're very hopeful and we believe that the economy itself is going to evolve. going to come true. And we think and we know that one of the triggers of economic revival in every nation is real estate business. The government has created a lot of avenue that we can leverage to blow up the real estate business and create their business again. Revive the economy again and create security for bring it to the general public that you can breathe real estate. There's opportunity for you to recreate your wealth, to grow your wealth, and capital system of those companies can help you, guide you to grow your wealth through real estate. Okay, we are creating a...
Also, at the event, the Executive Director, Capital City Development Group, Nkawe Kalu, emphasized on the need to revive the nation's economy through real estate.
This convention is the second one I've heard in the last, this second edition, and we're expecting, our strength.
On her part, Esther Ikweme, Capital City Group General Manager, said Capital City Real Estate Development Manager South Zone spoke on vision expansion.
Capital City Development Limited is very passionate
Shell is set to conclude nearly a century of operations in Nigeria onshore oil and gas after agreeing to sell the subsidiary to a consortium of 5 mostly local issues that led to costly repairs and high-profile lawsuits. Since 2021, Shell has sought to sell the Nigerian oil and gas business, but will remain active in Nigeria, more lucrative, less problematic offshore sector. Shell's exit is part of a broader treatment by Western energy companies from Nigeria as they focus on newer, more profitable operations. ExxonMobil, Italy's Eni, and Norway's struck deals to sell assets in the country in recent years. The British major will the Shell Petroleum Development Company Limited (SPDC) for a consideration of $1.3 billion US. It said in a statement, while the buyer will make an additional payment of up to $1.1 billion US related to period receivables at investment in Nigeria on a deep water and in the gas station positions. Shell head of Juvenile said the buyer, the United comprised ND Western Added Energy, Swiss-based trading and investment company. The sale, which dealing with spills, theft, and over damage caused as a result of spills in the Niger Delta. Nimo Bassi, Executive Director of Nigerian Advocacy Group Health of Mother Earth Foundation, said Shell must own up to its responsibility. This means full payment for the remediation and restoration of the polluted areas, as well as reparation of the host communities. They cannot walk away from the virtually irreparable harm they have caused. Bassi said in a statement, Shell's SPDC Limited operates and has a 30% stake in the joint venture that holds a stake in shore and shallow water 10% and Atn with 5%. Apart from the operations and stakes in several fields deep offshore, Shell still has a liquefied natural gas plant and other assets in Nigeria. SPDC, which remains the operator, was formed in 1979. Incorporating assets, we shall be looking at issues. All right, welcome back. And of course, myself and Chidi will be looking at this issue. Shell leaving Nigeria, is it possible? Is it real? Is it factual?
Of course, it's factual because the sale was already concluded yesterday and it was sold for $2.4 billion US.
Wow, that's a huge amount of money.
Yeah,
That should be about
a huge amount.
How many trillions of naira now? We can't really quantify by the exchange rate.
Why they stated for their exit is the crude oil theft, which the federal government is already, battling. We have been battling with crude oil theft, and then host community conflict, and the rest.
Yes, there. What happens to them?
Well, my source told me that, when they heard the news yesterday in Shell, it was as if, everybody went quiet because they are thinking, what's next? What happens? And from the information I gathered, the agreement also noted that the new company is a consortium, so it's their company, so they decide what will happen.
But for the next 2 years.
But for the next 2 years, the only guarantee is 2 years. And how
get more fat, speak with the, if it's possible, speak with the new consortium, and then also speak with the staff that are on ground to at least get fat so that we can report back to our viewers and then tell them what exactly is happening. So I think we